Hello, everybody. Welcome to Drama Free Friday. It's January. It's 2018. I know. Can you believe it? It's 2018. Hello. Hi, Dar and Ilan and Dar again. Ilan again. Hi, Marion. Let's see. Hi, Frederica. Hi, Karen. Nancy Dale, how in the world are you? Hi, Lori. Seems like I haven't seen you guys forever. I know it hasn't been that long because we just streamed on Christmas Eve, but you know, seems like it. So it's great to have you here. Hi, Shu. Hello, Auntie Michael JZ. I hope you don't mind if I call you that, because that's just how I remember you. Hi, Jane, Tori, Kuka. Let's see. Thank you, Jane. Happy New Year to you, too. Hi, Danielle. Hello, Vicky. Heather. Oh, your first live stream. Welcome, Heather. Glad you made it. Oh, I'm so sorry, Nancy. I'm so sorry. That's really tough. Believe me, I can empathize. Definitely can empathize. The loss of any companion, be it human or animal, can just be so difficult. And yeah, so definitely. I'm glad you're here, Nancy. Hi, Aristi, Carol, Kiki. Hi, Betty. Let's see. Oh, Kuka's sick. Oh, well, I send you lots of energy for getting well as soon as possible. Let's see. Sorry, my chat's moving here. Sorry, just trying to take a minute to catch up with everybody. Hi, Tammy. Yes, it's very cold here, too. Definitely cold here. I can hear you on that one. Hey, Judy. Hi, Catherine. It's not a problem. Auntie Michael JZ. Okay, good. Tony, Carlene. Oh, my chat's flying, people. If I don't say hello to you, I do apologize. I'm trying to catch everybody for a minute here. Cold Florida. Hi, T. Bernice. Nanette, nice to see you. Some of your names I haven't seen for a while. That's why I'm saying nice to see you. I just haven't seen your names for a while. Diana. And hey, Barbara. And another Nancy. We have a couple Nancys here today. That's great. So, okay. So I'm so glad you're here with me today. So, hello, Miss Katie. Katie remembered. So, thank you for joining me today. It is a very cold. It's not as cold as it has been the last few days here, but it is super cold for us. But it's January. We should be cold, you know. But I mean, it's been freeze you to the core cold here for the last few days. Hey, Ian, nice to see you pop in the chat. Hi, Nina. Hi, Franna. Hi, Mare. So I'm so glad you're here. I'm glad I'm here. I was ready for things to just sort of, you know, the hubbub of the holiday celebration type thing. You know, some years were super quiet. Something, you know, if nobody comes home and it's just Claus Man and me, it can be super quiet. And then other times it can just be, you know, full of all kinds of activity. This particular year happened to be one that was full of all kinds of activity. Hey, Joycey. And anybody in SJ Mixed Media, anybody that I happen to miss saying hello to, please know that you're welcome. And those of you in the chat, make them feel welcome too. If you would, that would be wonderful. That really helps. Hey, Dana. Yeah, it really helps if you kind of fill in the gaps when I don't see the chat. Hi, Sherry Spats. Yeah, because Clausman had to leave today, so it's me in the chat. It's me, the chat, the stream, the computers, yeah, I don't even think our technical department is in the house, but you never know when he's in the background watching and we don't know about it, you know. So, hi, Diana. Diana got her car cleared of snow in southeast Georgia. That's rough. Yeah, that's rough. You're not supposed to have that in that part of the country, right? Hi, Linda McAllister. So anyway, I don't know about you guys, but when things are a little crazy, and it doesn't have to be in the holidays, it can be any time of year when things get a little, active, it's always good to have that time afterwards to just sort of take a breath and just sort of, calm down, right? And so I'm always glad. I love New Year's. I know I was listening to, I think it was James Burke here on YouTube. I was listening to, I don't know, a week or so ago, and he was talking about New Year's not being anything particularly significant for him. And I thought that's really interesting how different holidays or seasons or, things on a calendar can mean significantly different, have different meanings to people. Because for me, New Year's is just like this deep breath of, it's all fresh and new again. I don't know why, but it's been that way for me for a long time. So when the new year gets here, it's like I am rushing, trying to get everything caught up and done until December 31st. And then it's like, oh, I made it. And now I can take some time off. That lasted about 2 days. But, Katie says she's been a zombie all week. I understand. There are times when I think, oh, it'd be kind of nice to just be a zombie for a while, but that probably wouldn't suit me at all. It probably would last a very short period of time. So anyway, welcome everybody. In case you're new here and you don't know who I am, my name is Barb Owen of HowToGetCreative.com. And honestly, the other day, my granddaughter and her boyfriend were here for a few days, and the technical department, also known as Race, was here for a few days. His girlfriend didn't get to come this year. But at one point, Christy's boyfriend said, I bet you say that when you just answer your regular telephone. Hello, this is Barb Owen of HowToGetCreative.com. I said, I probably say it in my sleep. I probably say it in my sleep. But anyway, I'm so glad that you're here. And if this is your first time, How to Get Creative is a membership website. And that's where we have all of our, not all of, but most of our creative arts videos that cover all different kinds of subjects of creativity. And so, and then we broadcast here live on YouTube once a month. I used to do it weekly, and that finally, after I don't know how many years, it was a long time, maybe 7 years or so, I finally just couldn't keep up the weekly schedule anymore, so we had to go to a monthly schedule. So anyway, first Friday of the month, we're going to stream right here, and sometimes we'll pop in an impromptu kind of thing. So we have one that's coming up that's not really impromptu because I'm going to tell you about it. Hello, Bonnie. Hi, Dorothy. And Lorraine. So welcome everybody. I'm not great about keeping up with the chat when I have everything else going on, so please forgive me if you want to put something on in the chat for me to see. Be sure to write it in all caps. Embroidery on paper. Oh, that's a good idea. Sure. Good idea. So many ideas. And I have lists. And then I have lists that tell me where the lists are that the ideas are on. Do any of you guys have that? So let's see. Hello, Robin. Welcome. I'm glad you made it to a live stream. That's wonderful. Okay, so let's get started. This is called Drama Free Friday here, and that's because we just leave all the drama outside. There's plenty of drama in the world. If we wanted to get upset about things, there's no shortage of things we could get upset about, but we just decided to leave that outside the studio and outside our space for the next couple of hours, just so we can just all, everybody needs a break. So, Drama-Free Friday, even though it's only once a month, it's when we get a break. So, do I need it? I have a traveler's journal that I carry with me that I write things down in. Yes, I do. And I need to change out some of the inserts because there's some of them that are full. I don't know about you guys, but I get attached to the inserts inside my traveler's notebook. It's like I know what the cover is. I know what's in that. So I'm afraid if I take it out of my journal, take it out of the cover and put it someplace, then I'm going to have to remember where I put, We can all find plenty of things to get neurotic about, can't we? So anyway, that's Drama-Free Friday, and it's a cold Drama-Free Friday, and if you hear the furnace roaring in the background, that's just the way it is, because it's too cold not to have it on. So, hi, Miss Allie. Yeah, Janet, Monkey Island Madness from Ustream, she's also here on YouTube, is hosting a scavenger hunt, and Allie wants to know if I'm playing along. I won't be. I would like to, but that's just sort of one of those things that just... it's like way down the list of things that I'm going to get to do. But it's a great thing. So any of you that like those kinds of things, it's a super activity to do. And it's a great time of year to do it. So check out Monkey Island Madness, either here on YouTube or on Ustream. Hi, Ina. Hello, Linda Pierce. And let's see. I guess that's it. So anyway... No, but I wish I could. There's just too many other things that are kind of demanding my attention. Okay, so I have my list written down. Aren't you happy about that? It's in big print. So tomorrow, the VIP class, these are the VIP members from the website, HowToGetCreative.com. Your class is tomorrow, your special class. Your once-a-month class is tomorrow. Check your email because I sent that out earlier today with all the information. Hi, Carol. Nancy, a scavenger hunt, it's like a journal scavenger hunt. So she gives you all kinds of things to look for and to put into your journal. And then at the end, if you do it all, then you'll be entered into a contest. And Janet always does great. She has great things going on. So check that out. And some of them in the chat, I'm sure, can give you more information than that. But it's basically a list of things that you either find and add into your journal, or if you can't find that thing, she wants you to draw it or sketch it, or you can. In other words, you can adapt it to whatever you like to do. So it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's a great idea. It really is. Okay, so VIP class is tomorrow. Check your email for the information. And, drum roll, you may have heard this earlier because Race was here. Race is my technical department, also is my son, also is my director, producer, technical advisor, blah, 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 blah. He's kind of he and I, in our own respective realms, are the jacks of all trade. Him in the technical arena, me in the creative arena, and we work very closely together. Anyway, it was so nice to have him home in the same space. We were together for 10 days in the same physical location because normally we do everything remotely. And so when he was here, and some of you caught the broadcast, we did, at Christmas Eve, we do Sweet Petals, which is it's our family Christmas breakfast thing. And so he was we were doing it from my iPad, and so he was manning the camera. So it's a little, not that he didn't do a great job, but it was different than our normal setup. And so he was carrying the iPad around and showing things. And so I showed some art pieces and a wall of art that I have going on that I did a long time ago. And I don't know, we came up in the studio and we looked around at stuff and all of that. And so anyway, it was so great to have him home. And when he was here and we did that broadcast, we kind of gave you a little sneak hint that we're going to Creativation this year. And hi, Roesta. So, oh, Katie says she loved our live stream and the walkthrough. Yeah, that was totally impromptu, unplanned. Had no thought of doing that. We needed to give the dough some time to rise, and so we just kind of walked around and yacked and shot the breeze for a while. So it was a lot of fun, and I was amazed at how many people we had here that night. Frederica watched at 4 a.m. Frederica, you are hardcore. You are hardcore to watch us at 4 a.m. Oh my goodness. Hello, Gail. So anyway, we're going to Creativation, and any of you that don't know what that is, Creativation is the Craft and Hobby Association, which is now called Creativation. It may be called something else by now. I don't know. Anyway, it's the big, humongous trade show. And so we are going this month. It'll be later this month. And so you want to mark your calendars for January the 21st, which is a Sunday. Okay, Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Our plan is, if all goes well, okay, and the Creativation, whatever, woo-woo stuff out there, you know, however they're set up with internet and all of that, if everything goes right, we're going to broadcast from out there at 2 p.m. Eastern on January the 21st on Sunday. So it's not exactly impromptu because we're telling you about it, but that's our plan. So I don't know what we're going to be doing, but we'll see. So we will be broadcasting for probably an hour, guessing a little bit, probably an hour. And then after that, there will be a special broadcast also for the VIP members, and you guys will get information about that later. So we'll have a public broadcast and then the VIP membership broadcast later than, after that. So anyway, yeah, so who knows what will happen. We have no idea. It should be fun. It should be fun. So what we do get to see there is like the new products and the designers who are doing those products, created them, and the demonstrations and so forth. I'm not doing any of the classes because I don't have time for that this year, maybe in another year. This year, mostly we're going in under press passes, which means that we're there to cover the event. So, yeah, so it's going to be a lot of fun. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So that's coming up. So January 21st, that's a Sunday, not Saturday. It's Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern. Okay, I got some great stuff in the mail, and I wanted to show you a few of the things that I received. If you sent me something and I don't show it, please don't be offended. Literally, it's what I could find, could find to show. Okay, so see if I can get stuff out of the way here, just a smidgen. So this was a card that came, some of you know APG Jamie. She is here on YouTube as well. And so this is a card that she sent me for Christmas. And this was done by the Children's Cancer Hospital. And this one is by a little girl, age 8, named Chloe from Brandon, Mississippi. This is the Children's Art Project from MD Anderson Cancer Center. I just thought this was really cool, and I thought you guys would enjoy seeing this because it looks to me like it's all paper pieced. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see. Isn't that pretty? Isn't that something very special? Now, this is a copy of the original artwork, but a little 8-year-old child did that. I mean, really. Isn't that cute? I just thought that was so sweet. Oops, sorry. Anyway, I wanted you to see that. And so that is that was created by Chloe and sent to me by Jamie, APG Jamie. And then Lady True North, we know her name is Jan, sent a really beautiful postcard, and she lives in Canada. And so this is a really beautiful postcard, and she always writes the very best things. And then she sent some. She lives in a place called Quail Hill. That's what they call their place. And so these are magnets. This is her artwork, I'm sure. And so she put it on some of the sheet magnets. And I haven't put them up any place. Some of my doors are magnetic, so that's where they will go and live. And but isn't that beautiful? So she lives at Quail Hill. That's what she calls her place. And one of the things that she does, Jan is the most incredible writer. And she's so good about sending letters with pictures. I am terrible about that. And it's just incredibly beautiful what she does and how she explains everything and sends pictures of the place where they live. And she catches me up from, like October. And, the images are absolutely beautiful. And she says right here, and the way she writes is just great. She says, we live in a zoo. And so she's explaining about all different kinds of reasons that they live in a zoo. And it's just great. Her letters they're just wonderful. Anyway, I just wanted to show you her artwork and so forth. So thanks, Lady Jan. And many of you will probably know Zandra, she goes by Scraps to Beauty. She broadcasts on Ustream, but she also has a YouTube channel, and she sent these to me. And this is an acrylic pour. I believe it's acrylic. And this is a little ornament that I believe is chipboard, and that is acrylic pour. And it has glitter encapsulated in the pour. Yeah, isn't that cool? Very pretty. So that's from Zandra. And then she does these tear bears that are adorable. So she did this little tear bear on a tag. So it's some kind of special mulberry paper, I think. And she draws and tears the pieces and puts them together. She designs all these things. And she did Siamese kitties that she did that were torn. They're just amazing. So, yeah. Thank you, Zandra. So those are from Zandra. And let's see what else. This is from Barbara Mary Jang. I don't know if it's Gang or Jang. She's in New York. She's sent some things before that I've shown. And I know the bear is adorable. That paper that she uses is just incredible. But this is not a homemade card, but I just thought it was the sweetest image. I mean, look at the faces of those little animals. I mean, aren't they sweet? Yeah. You just gotta love an image like that, right? Gotta love that. Okay, and here's another one. I'll just stay over here so you can see it a little better. You want to see the Siamese kitties? I'll have to look for them. They're in my, I have a cabinet that has all my things that people have sent to me, and I'll have to look them up. I've got them in there. I've got everything anybody ever sent to me, but I just have to look for it sometimes. And this is a card from Ruth. And Ruth is, you'll see her name in the chat. That's like N.R. Edwards, I think. But her name is Ruth. And so this is a card that she made, which I think is lovely. Yeah, I think it's lovely. And then inside, she calls me Barb Ross. And so she teases me with that. So she wrote a really nice letter, and she taped it in there, so I wanted you to see that. But isn't that pretty? Ruth's had a rough year. She's had a bunch of stuff going on, so to receive a handmade card from her was so unexpected. so very, very unexpected. So thank you so much, Ruth. And this one is just the most adorable, sweet little card. Again, not a handmade card, but just such a sweet little card. And this is from Anna. She's one of the VIP members at the website. Look at that beautiful handwriting. So she wrote just a beautiful card, or beautiful letter. It's always such a treat when somebody writes you a letter, you know, in their own handwriting. And the last one I want to show you is, this is our next door neighbor. Okay. This is our next door neighbor. And her name is Sophie. And Sophie is now 6 months old. Hi, Krissa. Yeah, so this is Sophie. This is Muppet. Those of you who have been hanging around me for a while have seen Muppet. She's our little black mixed breed dog. And this is Sophie. This is Muppet's very best friend. And they are getting to be very good friends. They can now play together. And yeah, they can play and they can roughhouse, and they go back and forth. We each have fenced-in backyards, but now they can go back and forth to each other's houses, and it's just a riot. You know, I'm just so glad that they have, you know, they have friends. You know, they need friends, just like we do. Anyway, I just thought it was so cute. So that's Miss Sophie, and she is. I thought the picture was adorable. She is a golden doodle. So she's poodle and golden retriever combo. Okay, so that is some of the cards and things. So those of you that sent cards to me, thank you so much. I really appreciated them. I know, she is the funniest thing. When they brought her home, I'm not kidding you, she was this big. Sophie was this big. She is a miniature, so she'll be like 35 pounds, they say. So she's not a standard poodle. Hey, Zandra, I just showed what you sent me for Christmas. Thank you so much. The poured ornament and the tear bear. People were asking about the tear bear. So that's Zandra, Scraps to Beauty, that made the tear bear. So if you have questions, you can ask her in the chat. Okay, so now I have something to show you. You may have seen this other places, but we're going to go through it. I just wanted you to see this. This was sent to me by the creators of this project, and I wanted you to be able to see it. We're going to open the box, and I'm going to show you all the things that are inside the box, but this was sent to me so I could show it to you. And so here it is. This is called The Greatest Gift, and it comes in a box. So this is a box, like so, okay? It has hashtag Team Gratitude on the box. It's a really very nice box, and you open it up. I mean, the box is very high quality. You open it up, and inside, this is how it's packed, what's inside. Hello, Christy. So inside, the first thing you see is the booklet, The Greatest Gift, and this talks all about how to use this thing. Okay, so I'm not going to go through every page or anything, but it tells you how all the specifics about what to do with this and how to use it and so forth. So it's a really nice little booklet of it's 30 pages of all different kinds of things, and there are even some pages of quotes like this. So that's nice too. Who can't use more encouraging quotes? So that is the first thing you see when you open the box. The next thing you see is this, which is I'm grateful for you. So the thought behind this, I believe, is that you select a person that you want to create this for, and then you use the materials that come with it, and you create this as a gift to give to someone. And it's high quality. It's very high quality. The thing that is the funniest thing about the entire thing And this just made me laugh. I don't know whether you can see this down at the bottom. Let me zoom in. By Every Damn Day LLC. That, I have to tell you people, that made me laugh. I don't know why. It just, you know, it's this lovely gratitude thing and doing this for someone special. But anyway, it just made me laugh. It just made me laugh. It's worth it when it makes you laugh, you know? It's worth it when it makes you laugh. So anyway, there's the book. It's a hardcover book, and it's kind of a leather. I don't know if you can kind of see in here the texture. It's kind of a leathery sort of look. And you'll find a link to this in the description box below the video. And there's a page for writing about why you're creating this. And then it's lots of pages, so they're blank pages and lined pages throughout. And then a page at the back at the end to wrap it up. So it's not overwhelming. The pages are numbered, and it goes up to page 22. So the pages are just numbered on the right hand side. And it's kind of manila colored paper. It's not really something you could do a lot of mixed media on, but you certainly could use it to attach photos and all different kinds of things like that, and you know, special mementos and things. But it's meant to do fill it out for one person. So hang on just a minute, I need just a quick drink. Okay, I haven't been talking for a while, so my throat's a little wacky. Okay, so in the box, it came like this, you know, these two things in the box. The next thing in the box is a board that you can take out, and then under the board are all of these packets of things. And then when you take that out, there is the message even in the bottom of the box. So this can go in here like this. Your book can go in here when you're going to give it as a gift, and then you wrap it up. It even comes with a ribbon and a card, and then you've even got room underneath the box, or under the book rather. You've got room that you could actually put something down there as well, plus the message. So that's how it comes. So the things that are underneath are become the ultimate storyteller. So there's a packet of all different kinds of things to help guide you as to what to put in your book. So this is about the things that are in this particular packet, and even places for you to check off, you know, after you've done something. There is a card in here with a, this has adhesive on the back, and so it's like an envelope with all kinds of little things in it that you can use, you know, secret things that you can put in the envelope for whoever you're doing this for. There's photo corners. There's these are big stickers, and you can put pictures inside the stickers, or you could put your artwork inside the stickers. And I mean, they're set up for pictures, but you know, you could do other things, an interpretive drawing, doodle form, our relationship in doodle form. I love this amazing moment. And some of the examples, they did, I think, 3 different examples on their YouTube, or on their video, which you'll see in the link. If you go to the link that's in the description below this video, they had 3 different people that they did these for. One was a girl did it for her mother. One was a guy did it for his girlfriend. I forgot what the other one was. But anyway. So these are all stickers. Okay, so these are big stickers that you could add as captions. So lots of stickers and They're all done for you. I mean, honestly, anybody can do this, right? Anybody can do this. But look at all these. I mean, there's banners, there's different shapes of stickers, there's hearts, there are circles. And then you get down to the bottom of it, and I mean, these are, you know, shields and so forth. Then you get down to the bottom of this, and then it has emoji stickers. So there's all different kinds of emoji stickers as well that you can, you know, stick on photographs, or you can use them throughout the things that you write. There is a ton of stuff in that one pack. That all came in all of that is inside the Storyteller pack. Then there's another one called When You're Finished. And so when you're finished with this, then it gives you instructions specifically about what to do. And so there's a card in here, and there's even ribbon, I believe. I've forgotten. So there's a card. Maybe not. I was thinking there was ribbon, but there might not be. I don't know. I haven't studied it exactly. But there's even a sticker there where you can, you know, stick the envelope closed. Everything is very high quality, I have to say. So that is When You're Finished. It tells you exactly what to do. And then there's even a gift for you that you are supposed to open this when you're all finished. Well, I opened it ahead of time because I wanted you to be able to see, you know, kind of what was in it. There's a card. There's one of the bracelets, Gratitude Warrior. You know, it's helping people raise the vibration into a more positive, appreciative place of gratitude. And I think it's a great idea. So anyway, you can check out the link if you want to. As I said, this was sent to me so that I could show it to you and share it with you. So I think the value is pretty great for everything you get in it. So, yeah. So if you have any questions, just go to the link there and you can find you can find out whatever you want to know. Okay. So that was that. Today I also wanted to share with you, let's see. Oh, real quickly, I'm going to share just a smidgen of what we accomplished last year. And so, obviously, I haven't watched the chat here for a little bit. Marion's New Year's resolution is to be grateful. Yeah, I understand. Me too. And I think the whole premise behind that project is to get people to be more grateful and to not just be that, but to express it to someone. So I think it's a really great project. It's good for any time of year too. And with Valentine's Day coming up, hey, it's a no-brainer, you know. But it could be for a friend, it could be for a spouse, for a child, you know, an adult child, it could be for a little child. I mean, can you imagine? I just, you know, thinking if my mother had given me something like that when I was a little girl, I would have worn it out looking at the pictures and reading the things she said. Even if it wasn't big, long stories, I would have worn that out. And, you know, so for me, doing it for my mom would have been the same thing. So, yeah. 2 Marians here today. That's good. There's never enough Marians, I'm telling you. So, anyway, what we did last year, just a quick rundown of what we did last year. We did lots of classes for How to Get Creative, including quite a few bonus classes for the members at How to Get Creative. I literally lost track of how many. We did lots and lots of tips and tricks videos, which are all short videos that either highlight a process or a product or an idea on the membership. We did live streams. We did live weekly streams from January clear until I think it was in the fall. I think it was October when we went to the monthly schedule. So we didn't get quite 52 streams in this year, but we got pretty darn close. Here on YouTube, we did the series called What Is? So we have a playlist that you can see what that's all about. And then we also did a whole series of product reviews, which we put up a ton of those. Well, ton is probably relative, but we put up a whole bunch of those in December. So that's also a playlist here on YouTube. Every month we did the live classes for the VIP members. And this summer we launched the Mandala Madness course, which of course is still available, and everybody can take that at any time. And you'll find the link in the description box for the Mandala Madness course. And then along with the course, we launched the 3 books, the 3 ebooks. So this one had been around, but we added new designs to it. So I drew new designs and added to this. And so this is Mandala Melange 2.0 because it has been revised and added to. And this one is Mandala Medley. So these are ebooks, and you'll find those in the shop at HowToGetCreative.com. So both of these are available now. And then we have the Mandala Madness ebook, and this one is a free ebook, so you can get that for free. There's 5 designs in that, and you can find those in all of those are in the shop under the shop tab at How to Get Creative. So that was 2017. That was the real short version. I'm exhausted. Yes, and there's also another course called Mining Your Muse. So we have two full-length courses on the website, Mandala Madness and Mining Your Muse. So both of those are there. Okay, I wanted to show you, just for inspiration, some of my favorite magazines, and these are the current issues of the ones that are on my coffee table. You know how sometimes you just, I don't know about you guys, but I end up with a stack of magazines either on my coffee table or on the couch beside me, or sometimes I have to admit on the floor beside me, you know, because you know how it is. And so these are the current issues of my favorite magazines. So I thought I would just give you a little sneak peek through these and just let you see some of the places that I love to read. I love books and I love magazines. This is the Art Journaling magazine. This is a Stampington and Company publication. The Stampington and Company publications are not inexpensive. They are an investment, but they are the kinds of magazines that I save from. I've saved them for years. So this one I think comes out, I believe comes out quarterly. Yes, October, November, December is this issue. So this is the latest, I think it's the latest issue. But anyway, maybe not. There might be another one out now. I don't know. Race is going to Creativation, and so am I. Yep, we are going together. Or he's going and meeting me. So this is all about art journaling. And I have to tell you, I love going through this, and I honestly don't buy every single issue, but I buy probably at least 3 issues a year, and there are things done in fabric and paper. They're recycled, they're new, they're just all kinds of inspirational ideas about art journaling. But as I said, it's not an inexpensive magazine. But for me, I think I always get my money's worth. I mean, I go through, I read with a highlighter in my hand, always, and a package, a pad of Post-it notes as I read, and I'm always going through, and so that I can come back to the places that really inspired me. One of my favorite things about this particular magazine is that there are always questions that they ask the various contributors. For example, when creating a journal, do you allow trends to influence you, or do you try to stay away from popular techniques, tools, etc.? And so then various contributors from this month's magazine will answer that. This is one of my favorite things in the whole magazine. I love these insights into people's creative processes. The photography is wonderful. I just think it's really, really beautiful. And Pam Carricker regularly I think she is a regular contributor to the Art Journaling magazine. I'm just flipping through so you can get an idea of the eye candy. So can just, and there's always tips, which that's my other favorite thing, is the tip sections, and those are throughout the magazine as well. So see, here's more tips by a different artist. But they're all different kinds of ways that people art journal. And every time I think, they can't come up with anything else. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. More tips. Here's another section where they ask the artist, imagine you could only use one medium or art supply for the rest of your days with your journal. What would it be and why? So think about that. If you could only use one art supply, what would it be? So one person says paint. Another person says a Micron 05 black pen. Another person says scraps. And somebody else said markers. So they kind of they push it, a little bit, because they're taking a category of supplies. So anyway, that is that. And I think, let me look here. Yeah. So here is Pam Carricker's article for this month, The Dog Days of Summer. You can always recognize Pam's artwork. And so she always has a nice article in it. So anyway, that is Art Journaling magazine. And here it comes out, I believe, 4 times a year. And it runs, in the United States, it runs about $15 an issue. But lots of inspiration. I go back to these over and over and over again. If nothing else, just to look at the art. And Katie says she couldn't live without thread. I'd have to agree with you, Katie. I couldn't live without thread either. Okay. What is the purpose of an art journal? Nobody's going to scream. Nobody's going to scream. A purpose of an art journal is, honestly, it is whatever you want it to be. That is the cool part about an art journal. Now, that's my opinion. There are going to be people that are going to have very specific ideas about an art journal. For some people, it's a way to process information. I have done art journals that way. In fact, the first book I ever wrote, which is called Normal Doesn't Live Here Anymore, it's more text than it is the artwork, but the artwork goes from beginning to end in that book. And it was I wrote that after I took care of my parents as an adult caregiver for caring for my parents. And I didn't even realize until much later that it really was my first art journal. And so it is, I have drawings throughout that put the process I was going through in pictures as well as in words to help other people. So for me, that was an art journal to help me and also to help other caregivers. So that was one example. I have others that I explore lettering. And so I have an art journal that the only thing that's in it is all different ways of lettering and drawing words. I have others that deal with a specific book. Like there's a book called Map Art, and there's another one I can't remember the name of it right off the top of my head, but it's about maps and different kinds of maps, and many of them personal journey types of maps and things like that. So I have one journal that has a lot of those kinds of things in it. Also, I have art journals that are specifically for exploring products and learning how an art medium or an art product works. Some people use them as sketchbooks, or as watercolor sketchbooks, or traveling. They'll go on a trip and they'll take a special journal, art journal, and they'll be drawing or recording or putting ephemera and things into their art journal, which could, sometimes it straddles the fence of scrapbooking as well. So anyway, it's yeah. And Joycey says, and you can even spit in your art journal if you want. You could. Yes, you could. I've been known to do that, to activate water reactive something when I didn't have any water with me. So yeah, so basically the bottom line is, my opinion is, it's anything you want it to be. It can be a spiral notebook. It can be a composition notebook, which is one of my favorite art journals. It can be a specific kind of book that's meant for art journaling. It can be an art journal that you make yourself, so you get the kind of paper you like and the binding you like, and you can start out with a book like that. It can be a magazine that you recycle and you turn that into an art journal. You can go to, which I've done several times, go to a used bookstore and look through the books and find a book that appeals to me and turn that into an art journal. So anyway, hopefully that helps. Okay, so back to the magazines. So this one is called Somerset Studio. This one comes out every 2 months, and this one is the January-February issue. And this is also by Stampington and Company. This one runs about $10, where the Art Journaling magazine, this one, runs about $15 here in the United States. So this one is a little less expensive. And yeah, there's also books called Wreck This Journal. That's by Carrie Smith, and that's a very interesting, fun way to art journal as well. So you're welcome. Sure. If you have any other questions, just put them in all caps, and so I might be able to catch it a little quicker. So, and welcome, Vix. Glad you're here. So this is Mixed Media. This particular company has many different publications. So the Art Journaling magazine is specific to art journaling. This one is specific to Mixed Media, and they will have things about fabric and about paper and mixing it all up, which I love. I love mixing them together. And each one of them seems to center around a color story. This one happens to be Robin's Egg. Joycey, this is for you. 30 plus ways to use Robin's Egg Blue. I know that Able to Rejoice, who is Joycey in the chat, she loves Robin's Egg Blue. And so they will have specific color stories throughout, and some of it can be art journaling, some of it's canvas, some of it's making little books that go inside of little boxes, tags, three-dimensional, yeah, I'm not sure, kind of a freestanding piece of art or something that goes on the wall. Lots of things with lettering and collage and jewelry and just all different kinds of things. But mixing media, so there's different kinds of things used together. So this is using leather and fabric and so forth. And Lynn Perella is one of the main contributing artist that's always in Somerset Studio, and so she always has a nice article in Somerset Studio. So this is all Lynn Perella's work, and so forth. And then there are always artist papers in here, and here are the artist papers from this issue. So I'm going to turn it this way so you can see it. So these are papers that you can tear out, or you could make copies of them and use them. But these are all nice, heavy, it's a heavy, nice cardstock weight paper that you can use and use in your artwork. And they include that in every issue. So anyway, this is again one of my favorite inspirational magazines, which is Somerset Studio. So this one deals more with, and this is advertisement for Lifebook 2018, if you're not familiar with that. So Somerset Studio, Art of Paper and Mixed Media. And then this is another Stampington and Company publication. This one's called So Somerset. Yes, I think it is a shadow box that you saw. Yeah. Mixed Up. Don't know if it's a paper magazine, but the digital is awesome. I'm not familiar with Mixed Up. So that's a digital magazine. Interesting. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah. I'm not familiar with that. I'll have to look that up. So this is So Somerset, the Art of Creative Sewing with Mixed Media. So this is not fine sewing. This is not making clothing. This is for decorative kinds of things. Again, this is one of my favorite magazines that I thoroughly enjoy. I almost always buy this magazine when it comes out. This is another magazine that here runs about $15. And it comes out quarterly. This is the winter issue for 2018. And so lots of things, but some of them involve sewing by machine, some of them are sewing by hand, postcards, and lots of scrappy kinds of things. They also have another magazine called Greencraft, which is all about recycling and upcycling. You'll find some of those kinds of projects in this, you know, where this is fragments of lives lived. Just really interesting ways to use stitch, whether it's by hand or by machine. Things framed in embroidery hoops, that was really big quite a few years ago. Quite a few years ago. Anyway, so again, lots of inspiring things there. And then lastly, the last one I wanted to show you was Cloth, Paper, Scissors. Hello, Margaret. Welcome. So Cloth, Paper, Scissors is another magazine that I particularly find inspiring. I don't subscribe to any of these magazines. I buy them off of I buy them from my local bookstore, and I would probably save money if I bought them as a subscription. But I tell you, the reason I don't is because I like to look at the issues before I buy it. So that's what I do. So anyway, this is the latest issue. This is January, February 2018. This is another mixed media magazine put out by a different company. So this is different than the Stampington and Company. This is Interweave. So this is the Interweave Press that puts this out. And you'll notice, or you might have, if you've read this in the past, you would have noticed articles by Seth Apter. He was a contributing editor for quite a long time. This is an article by Mu Saha, and this is Collage with Honey Medium, which is not something I was familiar with, so that was new and different. They also have a whole line of DVDs, which are very good, and a huge line of DVDs. So the Art of Pop-Up, I mean, there could be stitch in this, there could be paper, there could be fabric, it could be collage, it's just truly, it could be metal. all different kinds of inspirational things. So this is cloth, paper, scissors. Stitched collage portraits. Story in layers. And so forth. Okay? Fun ideas for fabric journal pages. So just lots of interesting things that just sometimes make you think differently. And I find that that's really inspiring for me. And this publication comes out every other month, and it runs about $8 an issue in the United States. So that's cloth, paper, scissors. So those are some of my favorite magazines that, you know, don't get me started on books, but those are some of my favorite magazines, which I thought you might enjoy seeing. Mechanical embroidery pen. I do not even know what that is. Yeah, I don't even know what that is. Yeah, there's a whole article in that Cloth, Paper, Scissors magazine about handmade watercolor. And so then the next thing we're going to chat about is the inspiration decks from Kyla Givehand. I don't know if Kyla's here or not. We chatted briefly in December about me showing these. The cards didn't make it in time for my stream in December, and so I told her I would do it today, but I don't know whether she's here or not. If she is, she'll pop in and chime in. So the inspiration deck is put out by Kyla. The first deck, the original deck, which is this one, Kyla sent to me, and that was, oh gosh, several years ago. And these are the mixed media inspiration deck. This is her original deck, and it has different kinds of prompts on the back. And so we've done lots of different projects and streams using her original inspiration deck. And she had what were called expansion packs that went with these, so they were smaller packs you could get to go with these. Well, she redid them, revamped them, and so she sent them. I bought these from her, and so they now arrive in a little bag like this, and she's taken the inspiration deck, which is this, and she's added the inspiration or the expansion packs to it. Okay? So again, these are inspiration cards, and they have prompts on them, and some of them are blank so that you can write your own prompts also. And so there's all different, and sometimes there's a wild card, and so here's, you can create your own card. So there's several of those, and then sometimes there's a wild card, and you can use the wild card and do whatever you want to do. So anyway, I got these from Kyla, and we may play with those here in a minute, but I wanted to show them to you. And then I also ordered from her the writing deck, and so this is called the Write Now Inspiration Deck, WRITENOW, Write Now Inspiration Deck. So this is a different shape card, as you can see. So it's a different shape, so they don't get confused. And these are writing prompts. So if you like to write, which I do, and sometimes I get stumped, or I don't want to write the same thing. You know, I know it's like I'm tired of writing about what I did today. Sometimes I just want to write, but I just don't really think of something. And so these give you prompts, ways to get started, and just a jumping off point, which I love that. And let me show you a book that I have along a similar line. And this is a book that I bought at my local bookstore. No, that's not true. My husband gave it to me for a Christmas gift. He bought it at the local bookstore and gave it to me. It's 500 writing prompts. And the thing that I love about this is that it will open up and lie flat. And again, it's prompts, different kinds of prompts. And you don't have a large section of space to write in, and a lot of times that works, you know, very nicely. So what I do is when I'm using this, I'll just open it up kind of randomly and pick one. Like this says, what makes you feel empty? If you had an extra room in your house, what would you use it for? Have you ever been accused of something you didn't do? How did it turn out? Do you think feng shui is beneficial? I mean, they're just really random kinds of journaling prompts. So it's a little bit like using the a deck like this. But I like the idea that you can just shuffle these up and just draw one and just use it. So anyway, if you like to write, those are a couple of interesting ways to encourage you to do that. Anyway, when Kyla sent these, when she sent the cards to me, she also sent me a little package of scrap type collage things. And so I was just going to briefly run through these because I think it's fun to see other people's scraps. There were a couple of pins in there. This is a crystal Bic pin. And look at this cute little thing. This is a great little pin to put in with a journal. And then magic embroidery pin. I'm not familiar with that. So then these are some of the scraps that she had in here. Some colorful text paper. This looks like something she colored on. I don't know. I have no idea. Just various and sundry papers, these look like little scrapbook papers or maybe origami papers, I'm not sure. But several of those. And this is a piece of Tyvek. So it's a piece of Tyvek that she put some sort of art material on. Just all different kinds of things. But I just think it's fun to see other people's scraps and, you know, the kinds of, and for me it's fun to wonder about what kinds of coloring things she used. Sometimes I can identify, like this is deli paper. You know, sometimes I can tell what she's used or what other people have used, and sometimes I have no idea. No idea. And it's just fun to figure out, or just to grab some of these and figure out, you know, oh, I think I'll use this today, you know, and put them in your art journal or incorporate them into your writing journal. But yeah, just look at all those fun things. Colors. It's lovely to see other people's use of color and, you know, things that they chose. Like that is gorgeous. So is that. You know, just fun things. Here she scratched into the paint with something. So anyway, that was a lot of fun and unexpected to have that little treasure pack of collage things. So that was fun. So I really appreciated that. That was just totally unexpected. Heather says, she wanted to know, would the right now be beneficial for a murder mystery novel author? You know, I don't know. I don't know. Well, I'll read a couple of the prompts. How's that? Maybe that'll give you an idea. So I'll read a couple of them. Today I am hopeful that ... Another one is write about the last time you did something spontaneously. I think it's more for personal journaling than it is to guide you through the creation of a story. Write about one thing you wish you had not done or said today. And one more, 10 songs that could be the theme for my day, week, month, or year are. I would have to really think about that because I don't listen to popular music and stuff very much, more classical. Anyway, so that gives you an idea. Okay, so I thought we have not quite an hour and left, and I thought what we would do is maybe we would pull some cards from our deck here. Pull some cards from here and maybe do, you know, play with them. We might not do an entire art journal page, but, you know, what we'll do is use the techniques, use the suggestions to put in an art journal and just see what we come up with. How's that sound? Does that sound all right? You're welcome, Heather. So I'm just shuffling the cards. And of course they're good quality, so they're nice and slick. But if you keep them on your art table and you use them there, they're going to get all kinds of stuff on them, which is fun. Okay, let's do 5 and see how we do. If we get through 5 and want to keep going, we'll do a few more. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll set the others off to the side. Okay, so let's turn the first one over. Rotate the surface and repeat the previous card. Well, we'll have to stick that in there and pick another one. Okay, draw or doodle a series of lines on the surface. Okay, so let me get an art journal. So what I'm going to do is this is an ongoing art journal here. So the first thing I have to do is take all the junk out of it, because I'm famous for stuffing things into my art journals. And then let's pick a page. Okay, let's pick a page that already has some stuff on it. And let's use it. And I have no idea what's on here. Absolutely none. So these are some stickers, I think. But what's in the background, I have no idea. Could be paint, could be anything. Okay? All right, so draw or doodle a series of lines on the surface. All right, so let's see. What shall we use? I'm just going to use the first things I can get my hands on to do these prompts. So these are some scribble sticks by Dina Wakely from Ranger. So let's go for that, shall we? And let's get something that will show up. So, all right, a series of lines on the surface. So how about, let's just do some outlining of stuff that happens to already be here. And the reason that there's stuff already on this page is because it was excess stuff that I used up. You know, it was left over from some other project, and so I slapped it in here. And this is the kind of thing that you just can't worry about. You don't, at least I don't ever set out to make, let's make a beautiful art journaling page. It's like, no, I just play with it and see what happens. And sometimes I end up with a page that I really like, and sometimes I don't, you know. I'll give you a look at some of the other pages in this journal here in a minute. We'll do a couple of prompts, and then we'll take a look back at some of the other pages. This must be Dilutions paint, because it is so bright and it is so smooth. That must be what's in here. But like I said, I really don't know. And I have no idea what this paint, the turquoise, is just something that was left over that I just scraped in here. Hey, CB. Okay. All right, so we have some doodly lines around here. And all right, so that's that color. So maybe we'll use one more color just because we can. Maybe we'll use some, quit being picky about it. So that color that I used was night, and this one is turquoise. So let's use a little bit of turquoise, and we'll just kind of add a little bit more. Scribble sticks are water-soluble sticks. They're not really a crayon. They are a stick. They equate In my mind, they are more like a colored pencil, but they're not really a colored pencil. You know, they're kind of their own kind of animal. So just adding some additional scribble lines, doodles around what's already there. Sometimes it's good to, in fact, it's almost always good to not be committed to the way something is going to be in the end. It's just good to just enjoy the process of putting color and shape and stuff on a page, and then just see where it goes. Okay, so that's what we got going on. All right, so we're going to call that good for that prompt. So that was draw or doodle a series of lines on a surface. Okay. And so the next one we're going to do, here's my stack of cards, so we'll go to the next one. Paint black shapes on your surface, then doodle in them with white or metallic pens. Well, that'll be interesting. Okay, so let me get some black paint. Okay, so here we go, black paint. And sometimes when you're doing things like this, it's a little bit challenging to do one right after the other, like writing on this with pens right on top of fresh paint sometimes can be a little challenging. Hey Martha, Seeking for Artist Martha, good to see you. Okay, now I don't normally do this with just a paint out of the bottle, but we're going to today. Okay, so we are going to paint out of the bottle. So let's do and this is Deco Art Ebony Black or Lamp Black craft paint. So that's what we're doing here. So the prompt was paint black shapes on your surface and then doodle in them with white or metallic pens. All right, so we'll see what we can do here. I'm not putting the paint on. I chose Ebony, the Lamp Black, because it's very black. So I can put it on very thinly. So hopefully it will dry pretty quickly. All right, so we got a couple there, and let's do one more down here. And most of the time I paint with flat brushes rather than round brushes, but the round one's the one I picked up. So that's what we're using. And that's another thing that using the prompt cards is good for me, because it doesn't let me ruminate over supplies. You know, it lets me just pick up stuff and do it that I normally would not do. I normally would get a little pickier about things. And why would that be? Because it's just part of my nature, I guess. You know, we each have our things that we get hung up in. And sometimes planning would be one of mine. Probably that is because of planning classes and videos and so forth. Okay, good enough, huh? Good enough. So I have a container of water here that I'm rinsing my brush out in, because if you let acrylic paint dry in your brushes, it's tough sledding for those brushes. Thanks, Heather. Hey, Skinny Cat. I always forget your name. Skinny Cat Carrie. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so I'm just going to clean out the brush a little bit so I've got it pretty clean. Okay, let me dry this. And then before we go to the next prompt, we'll take a look at take a look back at some of the pages in this journal just to do it. Okay, that feels pretty dry. Okay, so we'll take a quick look while that dries a little bit more. We'll take a quick look back in this journal. So this was one of those this was a book about personal geography. That's what it was. And so this page, this is a whole bunch of copies of pictures of me or family and so forth, and it's a map. This starts with, and this one, it starts with my two great-grandmothers that I was named for, and then so it sort of meanders through this whole page as it goes, you know, kind of goes around in a spiral type thing. So that is a specific type of art journal page. This one is also using prompt from the same book. So lots of writing. Sometimes my pages have a ton of writing in them. The medium that I used just a minute ago, Kuka, was just black acrylic paint. Just Deco Art black acrylic paint, if that's what you're asking. This particular page, these pages have Dilution spray ink on them, and this is a Dilution stamp, and I don't even know what I journaled about. Oh, who am I? That's obvious because it's what it says. Who am I? Anyway, this was another one. This was all from that Personal Geographies book. All these prompts came from that, and so this is a silhouette of me. Hi, Sylvia. Happy New Year to you. So this was what I did. What we did here is my husband and I, because we live in the same area where we were born, which is unusual for a lot of people, we went one day and we went to all the places that we had lived. And then we had maps. And so we got the map and cut out the pieces of map from all the places that these are the ones I had lived. And then I wrote about whatever was going on. This is a silhouette of my face. So this was all about the roads I had traveled. So that's what this says, the roads I traveled. This is getting more into just kind of positive affirmations types of things. So this is all positive affirmation kind of stuff. These all came from a collage thing, I guess, that I downloaded. I don't even remember where they came from. It's been a long time since I looked at this. And again, this is from Personal Geographies. This was an interesting exercise. This was about, this section over here is myths, M-Y-T-H-S. So this was myths. These were things that I was either raised with or, you know, things like I'm fat, I'm crazy, I'm not good enough. Okay, this was about being a stepmother. This is about perfection is required. I am part of a supportive family. That was a myth. My family's perfect. Another big myth. And then taking those things and then writing the truth. And so I chose to do that with flower petals and then make the whole thing about flowers. So that's what this was. So these are my truths in relationship to the myth, each myth, which is hard to say. This was from, these are probably, all these pages are probably from that Personal Geography. So this was something from the book. These figures and this brain, or this person with the brain, these were all figures from the book, I think, that I put in here. And then I put vellum over the top, and then there's stuff written underneath this, I think. Yeah. So this is what my brain feels like. And so then this was other stuff. And the quote, "No one thinks in your mind but you." Yeah. And I don't even remember what I did here. You know, for me, the process is the important thing. It's like whatever I do at the time, that's what was important about it. And I look back at it and I go, yeah, I remember doing it, but I don't remember what the purpose was. Because it doesn't matter. Yeah, the truth and myth thing is really good. These are, again, different kinds of maps. And this is my hand. So I literally took a picture of my hand. You don't realize how old your hands look until you go taking pictures of them. That's for sure. So my left hand, my right hand, and so this is the map of my left hand, this is the map of my right hand, and so forth. And let's see, what's essential to you? This was, again, from the same book. This is some kind of foil that I did on cardboard. It's over cardboard, maybe cardstock. So this was all about the heart and feeling and being essential and, you know, what's important to me. So that was what that was all about. These are stamps from Diane Reevely. The ink is Diane Reevely, Dilutions, Inks. This one was from, here I've written it down. This was a prompt from Journal 365. That's another book. Reach into a box of words or open a book and at random pick a word. My random selection was, what's essential to you? Oh, okay, so what I did, I have a whole box of words. I remember now. It's all coming back to me now. So I have a whole box of text that I've ripped out or cut out of magazines and stuff. So I pulled that out. Okay, so that was my random thing. Great question. It really made me think. As I wrote, more and more things showed up. But most of all, listening is listening to, as well as protecting my heart. So what's essential to me, listening to and protecting my heart. This is just background crap that who knows what that was. This was the starting of a page that's never been finished. So this is me before, because I have my post-it note on it. This is me after. You know, many of us go through different kinds of trauma in our life, and I'm sure as you're looking through my journal, you can tell that, right? So, this is Delusions Inks, and this was just a doodle that I wanted to remember how to do. More Delusions Inks. And this was string painting, the string in the background. This is a fun page that I come back to periodically. It has absolutely no meaning whatsoever. This was a thing that I used to do when I was a kid. You know, just make big compartments on a page and then just randomly make designs in it. So periodically I'll come back to this page and I'll add some more to it. You know, and periodically I'll have things that I don't know what to do with, so I glue them in here, like that ginkgo leaf. So it got glued in here because I didn't have any place else to put it. This particular page was from a class on the website. This is the same technique as what you saw the heart done with over here. So this heart and this hand is pretty much the same kind of technique. That's my hand. And so the string that I'd been painting with, I just glued it in here. And I like words and I like quotes. This is a very messy page, but it's kind of how how I feel a lot of the time, you know, messy mind. Love these images of the paintbrushes. Living is a form of not being sure, not knowing what next or how. The artist never really knows. We guess, we may be wrong, but we take the leap after leap in the dark. That was by Agnes de Mille. So anyway, you know, nothing wonderful. This was something I wrote that I was angry about, so I painted over it with black gesso. You know, it was something to get out of me, and so I painted over it with black gesso. More things that are just ink or paint. Here I started just outlining all the little shapes I saw in the ink. More string painting. We did this page together on stream a few months ago. So this was a recorded stream. Bye, Marion. See you tomorrow. This one is in process. Friends are the sunshine of life. So this one I just started. I only got so far and didn't go any further. This is a bunch of collage images. Inside Out Happiness. If you're already walking on thin ice, you might as well dance. That's what that says. Once upon a time. Yeah, isn't that the truth? Once upon a time. If you're juggling anymore, you'd be in a circus. I found all of those images. And so I put them in here because this is how I feel. Again, my art journal is about how I feel. It's about processing stuff. And then I'll find some, you know, words someplace that express however it is, whatever it is I'm feeling. This is my wedding. This is me and Claus Man. And so I made a silhouette out of that. Spray painted. Same thing, spray paint silhouettes. This is another class. This was membership class technique. More just backgrounds and just random stuff. There's one of the cats. That was a failed image transfer, so I glued it in the journal. Noodle. Noodle, aka Joycey, remembers everything. She remembers everything. These were painted over images or something. I can't remember. Anyway, yeah. There's the sponsors, another failed image transfer that I just glued in here. This was, I don't know, I was testing some kind of water-soluble products. So this journal is a very eclectic mix. This is a stamp that I carved. This is another stamp I carved. 2 stamps I carved. Where I'll test things. Sometimes I'll do exercises from books. So this was a prompt page where we drew all kinds of prompts from one of the decks like this, and then we created this page. So this is a stream. Again, just more random background stuff. This was from a book, a prompt from a book, but I can't remember which book it was from. Anyway, this is from a stencil. This is from a screen that I created myself. So this is a stencil. This is from a screen print that I created and made the screen print myself. And yeah, I don't remember what book it was from, but anyway, there was that. We did this together. This is using the spirograph. Debbie did the Let Go page. Yeah, cool. Cool. This page is all the spirograph things that we did, and then I cut them out, and I used this background that was already in here. It was a bunch of scraped paint, and I turned them into a spirograph flower garden. So this particular journal is a Diane Reevely art journal. So you can get them online. You can get them in pretty much any craft store usually. Hi, Leanna. Marion says, my honesty in processing emotion is so refreshing. It's just the truth. It's just the truth of the matter. We did a bunch of stickers, and so I stuck them in here. We did that as a stream. These are screen prints that I created. That's another class. So these are all tests of screen prints. Here are more spirograph images done on deli paper, I think. It was deli paper or tracing paper, and then I cut them out and put them in here, and they disappeared. You know, all the paper goes away. So it looks like they're done on this, but they're not. They're actually glued in. This is another mandala. This mandala is painted using, the background was already there, and then I used a fine line applicator and just randomly doodled. Took forever to dry, but randomly doodled that mandala. I did that a long time ago. I usually date on my pages. I don't see a date on that one. This was from a class. Both of these were from classes. And let's see. Now we're back to where we were. So this is just random paint stuff. This is what we're working on at the moment. Again, just leftover paint and sprays and so forth. Things I'm testing. There's flower forms that I was playing around with. So you can see there's some pages that are really pages, and then there are some pages that are just, you know, a conglomeration of whatever. And waiting for something to happen. Here's the another one of the letting go pages that I showed you earlier. Okay, so we're back to this. And I do have other art journals, many other art journals in process. Okay, so let's give this a little bit more time. Yeah, I love this, the spirograph background too. You gotta love those colors, don't you? Nancy already finished doodling inside her circles. Okay, Nancy. Okay. Thanks, Lorraine. Lorraine liked the mandala. Have I gone to hug my butterfly tree? I have not. I haven't been there in a long time. I should go though. Okay, so the prompt for this one was paint black shapes on your surface and then doodle in them with white or metallic pens. Okay, so there we go. So let's get some pens. So I'm going to use some Jelly Roll pens because they won't get messed up with my they won't get messed up with the black acrylic paint. Okay, so we've got black, white, and silver. We'll see if those show up. So we're gonna doodle in them. All right. So let's see if this is gonna show up. So I'm gonna try this on a paper. Okay, so here we go. So let's start up here. And let's... Now you see, this is where I can get lost for a very long time. So I will try my best not to. Chance is talking to me. He's ready to get out of there. Poor Charlie boy had all of his teeth pulled over the holidays. So Charlie boy is Chance's companion, the other one of the sponsors. So he is now toothless. He's not very happy about it, but he's actually now beginning to eat, which is nice. So I am truly just doodling. There is no thought about what's going on here. Can you hear him talking? That's Charlie, or Chance. He's going, I'm in here long enough. I'm ready to come out. I don't know what's wrong with you people. I need to come out. He will lay on the floor behind that door. He'll lay on the floor and he'll put his face right up against the door. And then he will because that way it echoes a lot better, you know. Okay, so let's say we did that one. I know, poor old kitty boy. Poor kitty boy. So that was silver. All right, so, oh, I know what I want to do. It was metallic, white or metallic. Okay, we don't want to switch. Don't want to get myself confused here. All right, let's start here in the middle. This is white, white Jelly Roll pen. See, I get quiet when I start doing this stuff, I'm telling you. These kinds of spaces are great places to do, if you're into Zentangling, these are great little spaces to do things like that. Unfortunately, I'm not good at remembering the patterns. I have to look them up. So we're going to just do other things. All right, let's do a gold one down here just cause. Just cause. All right. Let's see. And you can't worry if you do something that doesn't exactly come out exactly the way you thought it was going to come out. You just can't worry about it. I kind of have to turn my book because if I don't, I get my hand doesn't like to draw backwards or something. Okay, and let's see. We'll add a little bit more here. And then maybe we'll do, let's see. And you can always come back and add more later, you know. Okay, so we'll call that good. Those are our doodled designs. Okay? All right, so next, let's see what the next one is. Okay, put 2 to 4 drops of paint on the surface, then scrape the colors over the surface with a plastic card or palette knife. Okay, so let's see, what color shall we use? Maybe we'll use a little bit of black. So that way we just add a little black around the edge. Because why not? Because we can. Just add it as a little border thing. Okay, so we did that. All right, let's see what the next one is. Stop and shuffle the entire deck. Okay, that must mean we draw a card from that, shall we? All right, let's shuffle the entire deck. Hi, Ilona. Hi, Peg. Okay, we shuffled the deck. All right, let's take a card and see what we get. Stamp the same image multiple times. All right, we can do that. Try rotating the page after each impression. All right, so let's get a stamp. So these are my hand-carved stamps, some of them, so we'll see what we got in here. Let's see. How about if we use this bird? All right, ink pad. Okay, so I've got deep purple. And so let's see. So what did it say? Stamp multiple images. Try rotating the page after each impression. Well, since it's a bird, I don't know that we're going to rotate it. Okay, so let's do a bird up here. Shadow birds. And we'll do one here. Just kind of in the background. Sort of background-ish. And then maybe another one kind of here. Okay, so we got that. And maybe this one. All right. And then maybe one right up, just part. Okay, so we got some stamped things going on. I admittedly did not rotate it, but that was because that wasn't going to work so well. So here's where you take and just find another page and then use up all the ink that's left. That's how these other pages get all the garbage on them. It doesn't say how many times. It just says to stamp the same image multiple times. So more than once. Yeah, just more than once. Okay, so we did that. All right, so then we have this one. It's determined to make my birds fly upside down. Rotate the surface and repeat the previous card. Okay, well, we're going to pick another stamp. It didn't say I had to use the same one, so let's get a different stamp. Okay, so we're done with this one. As soon as I get the box open. Okay, let's do a different one. Okay, don't stress over this, Barb. Do not stress over this. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to use this little star stamp because I like it. And I don't know if this color will show up, but we'll give it a shot. This is sunflower, archival sunflower, so let's see what it does. Alright, rotate the book. Kind of fun to have it just be barely there. You guys probably can't even see that. But it's there. Let's see. Let me see if I can show it to you on the other camera here. Okay, you can see some of the stars up there. Okay, so we rotated the book and we did more stamping. Okay, so we got that. And once again, I just find a page back here and then I just clean off the stamp. Whatever's left, that's how I clean the stamps. Okay, good enough. Moving on. That was the end of those cards. What time is it? 2:56. Let's do 3 more cards. And then we're going to call it a day. 1, 2, 3. Took them right off the top. You always have the prerogative to change your mind. Just so you know. Okay. Use only the primary colors to create a repeated shape. Primary colors. Okay, primary colors are red, blue, and yellow. All right, so we have okay, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna pick blue. So I have Bahama blue. I'm going to squirt some of it out on my cruddy palette here. This is not exactly primary, but it's what I got my hands on, so it's what we're going to use. Happens to already be in here, so you know we're going to make it work. And this is a pencil eraser. So we're, pardon me, we are creating repeated shapes. My pencil, this particular pencil eraser has been used, and so it's not making exactly completely rounded, completely circular shapes there. So what is happening is we're just sort of continuing to tie things together a little bit more. That's one of the things that's fun about doing this kind of stuff, is you just keep adding and building and seeing where things go. Where does it lead you? You know, what kind of process is this? And you just play. This is, for me, this kind of journaling like this, when I'm using prompt cards, is just about play and seeing when I put things together, you know, when the prompts come up. Sorry, you couldn't see that. When the prompts come up, what can I do with them? You know, how can I use them? What is a good way to incorporate that prompt is I'm just building a page that otherwise I would never, ever in a million years set out to do, because the cards force you out of your little creative safety, safe zone of, because we all have our things that we like to do, So this way it kind of makes you get away from that. It forces you out of that thought pattern a little bit. Okay, so we're going to call it done just because I want to be done. I don't want to do that one anymore. Okay, so let's see what the next card is. So we sort of bent the rule a little bit on that, using primary colors. It's not exactly primary, it's a tint of blue. Okay, create and add shapes from old book pages, scrap papers, or recycled art. All right, well, we have this lovely little packet of stuff that came from Kyla. And since we are using her prompt cards, let's see if we can just take some of her lovely little things and see if we can put some of them on this page. Create and add shapes from old book pages. Okay, or recycled art. Alright, this is where you don't stress, you don't think too much, you just start looking and you think, okay, what am I attracted to? What jumps out at me? So give me a second, because I'm just seeing what's shouting out at me. Oh, this would be fun to use some of these pieces of deli wrap. That would be fun to do. Okay, let's do that. Let's do that. Okay, here's a few more. All right, there's another one. Okay, so that's what we're going to use. So I'm going to put all these lovely little scraps back over where they came from, and we're going to use a little bit of these collage pieces that she sent. And because these are because the deli paper is transparent, it's going to add a different kind of texture to this whole thing. Visual texture. Okay, so let me quickly grab a brush. This is my very well cared for collage brush. I'm very careful with this brush. Not. Okay, so I'm going to use some Collage Page Instant Decoupage, Tracy Bautista. So let's where do we want to put this? Maybe right there. Because why not? Because we can. Because we can. Don't think about it too much. Don't think about it too much. Just put it down. Just smoothing some of the wrinkles out. Okay, so let's put another piece down, maybe. And I have no idea what these pieces have on them, so it's anybody's guess. Could be water soluble, might not be. Okay. And then let's put this one up here. Again, just because it just seems like we'll just do it. Because we can. All right, so we're going to say that's good enough. This little piece doesn't want to lay down nice and flat, so it's going to have texture in it. Because sometimes that's what they do. Sometimes that's just what they do. All right, so that's enough of that. And then let's do one more card. Let's see what it says. Use a craft tool with paints or spray inks. Punchinella, doilies, sponges, masks, mesh, plastic needle canvas, rubbing plates, etc. Use a craft tool with paints or spray inks. Okay. All right, first of all, I'm going to dry this. So just drying this a little bit. And you can see some of the gold ink spread down here. So that clearly was not a water stable product. Would have been if I'd sprayed over it first. Okay, so it's dry enough. Alright, so let's grab, she mentioned Punchinella, which is sequin waste, so I'll grab some of that, because I know where it is. And I'm looking for a spray ink, so hang on just a minute, folks. Okay. And what I have now is some SEI gold glitter that I've diluted in water. So we're going to use, I'm just going to get plain old Punchinella, which is just the holes, the plain holes. And let's spray a little bit, if my sprayer is going to work. Let's see. Okay. So we're going to spray this. So we're just going to add some gold through the Punchinella, which my sprayer is not in great shape, so it's kind of doing its own thing, pulling stuff off the back of the Punchinella. So it's going to just kind of do its own thing rather than really maintain the form of the Punchinella. It's just mostly just going to add some sparkle here and there. So again, something I wouldn't have done ordinarily. So whether it is exactly what the form of those holes is, doesn't matter. I don't care. I'll get a little bit of it and I'll show you. I'm going to dry this really well and then we'll take a look at it. And then we're going to call it done, and I'll add some words or something else to this, you know, to tie it all together. We kind of have a nice thing going on here, so we'll see what it turns into after this. If anything, maybe it'll turn into something on another day, maybe not today. I got some pretty good puddles here, so I'm going to see if I can soak them up a little bit. Okay, just so I can get the worst of the puddles kind of soaked up. The thing about doing this stuff is you just don't get connected to or worry about what the final outcome is going to be. You just go for it. See what happens. Play. It's all about just enjoying the process. Okay, not too bad. The punchinella that I was using had something on the reverse side of it, which activated once the wet of the glitter spray hit it. It activated, and so that it put down a different color on the surface of the page. That's always a happy accident, or sometimes it's not happy. Sometimes it's just an accident. Okay, so we'll take a look at it up close, see if I can get over here where you can actually see it. It's probably a little too close. Okay, so here's the bottom of the page. Right in here is where there is gold sparkle through the punchinella. I'm going to try to catch it. There you can see it. See down here, you can see some of the circles through with that gold glitter sparkling. And then as you come up, you can see more of the sparkle maybe right in there, right in here. Again, some of the circles in the sparkles. But you have to, even in real life, you have to tip the page to be able to see that, which I kind of enjoy. I kind of like that. And then there's more of it up in here. I don't know if we'll be able to catch that one. There you can see a little bit. See the circles of the gold glitter. Okay, so that is that. So that's how you play using the cards. You literally just get a bunch of them and just start playing. And from a distance, we'll take a look at it from a distance here so you can see it. See if I can get that other page out of the way. Okay. Pay no attention to this page. Let's see if we can put a piece of white paper over it so that you don't see that. Okay. So from a distance, you can kind of see the movement of what's going on, and you know, it's got some potential for a quote or something, a word, who knows. So anyway, that is kind of what we did. We just played with the cards. Nancy skipped the collage. How'd you like what you got? Did it work okay? Sparkles are always good, especially if they're controlled sparkles, right? You gotta control those sparkles. Okay, so I guess it's time to crank out the sponsors here. It's gonna take me an hour to clean this place up, people. It always happens when you get into prompt cards. You make a giant mess. Yeah. If you just go to HowToGetCreative.com, I don't think I put a link in there this time. I have in previous streams. So I think you just go to HowToGetCreative.com, and it's K-I-A-L-A. Give Hand, which is exactly the way it sounds. G-I-V-E-H-A-N-D. And you should be able to find them there. Or if you look up, you might be able to look up Mixed Media Inspiration Deck and find it that way too. I'm not sure if she had that domain name or not. Okay, let me get that. You're welcome. Call it the playground and bring out the sponsors. That's right. Well, hi. Are you going to come show them your toothless face? You going to show them your toothlessness? You going to show them your toothlessness? You coming over, Chance? So here is Charlie Boy. Let's see if we can get the camera on him. I don't know if you'll notice how much he's changed. Can you lie down? Can you lie down here? Lie down. There's Charlie Boy. There he is with no more teeth. He got a runny little eye here. There we go. He has no teeth, so he is minus those great big Siamese fangs. That's the one thing you'll notice. And but other than that, he doesn't look too much different. And he was on antibiotics for some little bit, like 10 days or so before the surgery. And so, interestingly enough, a side benefit was that took care of a lot of the coughing that he was doing. I thought it was, hairball type stuff, but apparently he had something else going on. So who knew? Yeah, he's starting to eat again, and yeah, he's doing better. It's hard to eat with no teeth. I'm telling you, you have to find a whole new way of being to eat with no teeth, right? But he's purring. I don't know if you can hear him, but he's purring, and he lost a significant amount of weight. He probably lost a good 5 pounds. And let's see, let him look at you. Hey, Jamie, I showed your card earlier that you sent me for Christmas. So he's doing pretty well. Chance, on the other hand, every bit of the weight that Charlie lost, Chance gained. Because in my attempt to get Charlie to eat, Chance was loving it. Come here, you. You coming? Chance, kitty, kitty. Come here, Chance. So anyway, he is just, his nice semi-straight profile kind of went kind of roundish. Yes, poor toothless boy. Are you coming up? Come here. Well, come here. Come on. Come on. Come here. Come here. All right. He's apparently not coming up. All right. Oh, here he is. All right. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. He is so big I can hardly lift him. I'm telling you. He is Sumo Kitty. Look at this. Yeah, look at this. At one point, a while back, he weighed 18 pounds. I'm sure he is at least 22 by now, because he has everything Charlie didn't eat. Chance did. So, yeah, it's just never a dull moment with the sponsors, people. It's just never a dull moment. So, anyway, thank you so much for being here. We will see you on the 21st. I think that's what I told you, 21st, for a stream from Creativation, which will be on a Sunday, if everything goes well. And I will see VIP members tomorrow for their class, and I think that is it. He is Sumo Kitty. Oh, bless his heart. Look, let me get out of the picture. Let me show you. Look, that's, I don't care. That's a broad cat. Yeah, that's a broad cat. Yes, it is. He is a very broad boy. I showed him how fat you were. I'm sorry. Anyway, so the next live stream after that will be February the 2nd. So we will see you again soon. Okay, so remember to get creative today, because it's easy. Thanks for joining me, everybody, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.